Principals, how do you get your teachers to confess to a crime? I was getting coffee in the break room, reached into the cabinet for some sugar, and saw a Ziploc bag of white powder. This wasn't sugar. My brother's a police captain. I know exactly what this was. I called an emergency meeting with all my teachers and said, every single one of you will be fired and replaced unless the guilty person comes clean and confesses to the crime in 3 minutes. I hid the bag, not wanting to show my cards. You know who you are and what you did. This is a serious offense and the police will be notified. I took out a stopwatch and turned it on. All of the teachers shared a terrified glance, and within 10 seconds, Mrs. Petrie said, I lied twice on my time cards. I didn't want anyone to know that I was late to class. I didn't expect that and said, okay, that's not exactly breaking the law. Who else has something to confess? Mr. Donaldson sweated and said, I had an affair with Mrs. Walters after school in astronomy class. We really like looking up at the fake stars on the ceiling. I'm sorry. Please don't tell my wife, or my kids, or my grandkids. I wasn't expecting that either and said, okay, adultery is a misdemeanor, I think. Gotta check on that. Who else? Mrs. Hart started crying and said, I'm not who I say I am. My real name's Nancy, and I was in prison for shoplifting. I have an obsession with Doritos, and an eating disorder. I can't eat enough of them. I firmly said, okay, we'll handle that later, Nancy. The person that I'm looking for still isn't coming forward, and you have less than 2 minutes. Mr. Glass stood up, ripped open his shirt and said, I have 3 nipples. I looked closely and was amazed to see that he did indeed have 3. I asked, why the hell would you announce that? It's not breaking any laws. He responded, sorry, it's just that everyone's showing so much courage being so honest. I just had to free myself. I walked around and glared at each teacher that had been quiet and put on my meanest face. Finally, Mrs. Betty Williams, who was 85 years old and still teaching, said, I slept with 62 students from the years 1982 up until 2008. I only slept with the nerds because they never got any love. I didn't think it was breaking the law because they seemed so happy after